Most people think trading is a smart form of investing. High risk, high reward. It's more exciting. And honestly, I get it. I used to think the exact same thing. But the more I looked into it, the more I realized that for most people, including me, trading is just a trap disguised as an opportunity. In this video, I'm going to break down the actual difference between trading and investing, why trading seems so appealing, and why the data made me pick a side. And by the end of the video, you're going to have all the information you need so you can pick a side. Let's get into it. On the surface, trading and investing can look quite similar. They both involve buying stocks, and in both cases, you're trying to make the most money possible. So what's the difference? Well, it comes down to two things: time and intention. An investor buys something and then waits. They're betting that over the next 10, 20, or 30 years, the company or the market as a whole will be worth more than it is today. They don't really care about the short-term noise. They care about the long game. A trader buys something and then moves. They don't really care about what the company will be worth in the next 10 years. They care about the price over the next 10 days, 10 hours, or even 10 minutes. They're trying to profit from the movement itself, not the underlying value. You can think of it like this. An investor buys a house, rents it out, and waits for it to appreciate over the next 20 years as an asset. A trader, on the other hand, can buy a house, flip it in 3 months, and then they're on to the next project. The same asset, but a completely different strategy. And just to be clear, both involve real money and real risk. Neither one is a shortcut. They just require different skills, different tools, and different personalities. Investors and traders don't just behave differently. They also look at completely different information. And to understand why, I want to introduce you to a concept that I think will genuinely change the way you look at the stock market, and it's called intrinsic value. Every company listed on the stock market has a price, and that's simply what buyers and sellers are agreeing to pay for it at any given moment. But underneath that, there's another number. The true value of a business is based on profits, assets, and growth potential. That is the intrinsic value. Here's the key thing. The price and intrinsic value aren't always the same. Fear, greed, hype, news cycles, all of these things can push the price above or below what the business is actually worth. And that gap is what long-term investors try to exploit. Passive investors like me and probably most of you watching, we don't try and calculate intrinsic value precisely. Instead, we accept that over the long term, the market trends upwards, businesses grow, and the global economy expands. So even if we overpay for the occasional company, we know that time will smooth things out. Active investors take it a step further. They try and estimate a company's value, find stocks trading below that value, and then buy them at a discount. It's a lot more involved, but it's rooted in the same idea, which is value over the long term. Traders, now what makes them completely different is they don't really care about intrinsic value at all. Genuinely, some traders buy and sell stocks and they don't even know what the company actually does. What they care about is the chart, the patterns, the momentum, the active price, and most importantly, is there a signal that's about to change that price? Those 4 screens you imagine when you picture a trader, the flashing numbers, the graphs, that's called technical analysis. They're not reading annual reports. They're reading price history and trying to spot patterns before anyone else does. Same stock market, completely different strategy. And look, I understand why trading is attractive. I really do. There's something enticing about it. It's fast, it's exciting, and it feels like you're actually in control of your money rather than just waiting. And then there's the internet. I'm sure you've all seen the ads. Some handsome guy stepping out of a private jet telling you that he turned £500 into 50 grand in just 3 months using his personal trading strategy. Which of course, you can buy at a special discounted rate of just £299. Social media can at times sell you a version of the stock market that seems like a cheat code. You skip the boring part, learn a system, and then print money. And when you're just starting out and your portfolio is up just 38p, trust me, I've been there, The idea of a shortcut is genuinely tempting, but that feeling is exactly what makes trading so dangerous for most people. It's designed to feel accessible, but the reality is very different. Here's what those ads don't show you. Trading is one of the most brutally competitive environments in the world. You're not just competing with other people sitting at home on their laptops. You're competing with hedge funds run by algorithms that can execute thousands of trades per second. Huge firms with floors of analysts, cutting-edge research, and more computing power than you and I will ever have access to. And you're doing it on fragmented information in a narrow time window where one bad call could wipe out weeks of gains in a single afternoon. The data backs this up. Studies consistently show that the vast majority of retail day traders lose money over time, around 70 to 80% in a given year. And this isn't because they're stupid or necessarily bad traders. It's because the game is structurally tilted against them. It's a bit like sitting down at a poker table. You might win a few hands. Some people are genuinely great players. But when the best players in the world are sitting opposite you with more experience, more information, and most importantly, deeper pockets, the odds are just not in your favor. And the worst part, the losses don't always come all at once. They bleed in slowly. A bad week here, a bad position there, and there's always that promise of the next trade being the one that turns it all around. It's very easy to go beyond the point at which you should have stopped. Very similar to when you get pot committed. At that point, that's not investing, that's gambling. So does that mean that trading is always wrong? No. There are some people that make a living off trading, genuinely, but those people are the exception. It's usually taken them years of losses and a level of dedication that goes way beyond what most people are willing or able to give. For the average person, and honestly, for me, the numbers just point one way. Consistent investing, low fees, with a long time horizon. Boring? Yeah. Unsexy? Absolutely. But it works. And it works because it removes the two things that cost the most people the most money when trading: emotion and impatience. And that's exactly why I started my £5 a day experiment. Not to get rich quick or to beat the market, to show that you don't need a ton of money to get started or a complicated strategy to build wealth. You just need time and consistency. I'll leave a link to that video here if you haven't seen it. If anything in this video has got you thinking about starting, that's genuinely where I'd go next. As always, none of this is financial advice. When investing, your capital's at risk. And if you need any advice, please speak to a professional. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next one, guys.